Hello everyone! You know what I've been playing a lot recently? Pokémon and Minecraft, both games that I like. So I had idea for my next 100 days in Minecraft. What if I could combine two games into one? And so, welcome to 100 days in Minecraft Pokémon. Hey, it would be great if you could press that subscribe button. I first had to decide what starter I would choose. I chosen my favorite starter, which I had a most nostalgic feeling with. I found this Zigzagoon which I fought with, and it was easy. I also fought it with Starly, and I made some basic tools. Collected coal and went on a journey. I found this weird bush with some kind of berry that I didn't know what it was for. I destroyed those bushes hoping for seeds, but it didn't drop any. My CV got a level up after defeating that slowpoke. It's quite easy defeating them. I mean, I have a better type. Oh, level up? Nice! Just a few more levels and it will evolve. I found more weird berries and started killing all the animals as I knew that I would need a lot of food for later. I leveled my Snivy more and made a bed so I don't have to travel at night. I fought with the Dursa and it was easy. Well, I was only attacking lower level Pokémons. I didn't want to fight with something stronger that could defeat my Snivy. I found more berries that I had no idea what they were for. And I finally found some apricorns. I got 3 hoping for saplings, as I wanted to farm those apricorns. In meantime, as I waited for those saplings, I fought with Zigzagoon, but those trees didn't drop any saplings, so I gave up and continued my journey. I found more apricorns and a village. I checked the very chest for anything interesting. I also discovered how to get saplings for apricorns, those things that sometimes drop from apricorns are saplings. I went to sleep in that village. On the next day, I found more apricorns, but to make Pokeballs I need copper or iron, so I went to the cave. I found some coal and then copper. I looked more for more ores and I found a little bit of iron, so I started smelting all those irons. I also noticed there was weird roots that I had no idea what they were for. I finally made my first Pokeballs. I made Great Ball, Pokeball, Sport Ball, and Premier Ball. I made myself an iron axe. I had enough of being in the cave, so I decamped. Now that I had some Pokeballs, I wanted to catch some Pokemon. So the first Pokemon that I saw, which was Zigzagoon, I decided to catch it. I lowered its HP and caught it. Now I had 2 Pokemons, and this Zigzagoon look at cute, just look at it. I also found this new Pokemon that I didn't recognize. It was cute, so I added it to my team. I went on a journey to find a biome that will be cool to live in. I found this Ditto, so I decided to use my new Pokemons to defeat it. But they all died, so I had to defeat it with my Snivy. I found more of those roots that I still had no idea what they were for, but as I was collecting them, my Pokémons drowned. That was weird. I only had my dog Pokémon to fight with. I arrived at the snow biome. I didn't know that back then, but it was bad idea to go that way. But I found this cute Joltik which I had to catch. I never considered just how small those Joltiks are. From what I know, Joltik is the smallest Pokémon. I checked its move and placed it on my shoulder. My Pokémons recovered, so I let them out of Pokeballs. It was nice when they were following me. I found normal Zigzagoon and also Duskstone. I found a lot more apricorns types. I wanted to have a very thickly apricon type sapling so I could make a very single Pokeball. I also found this cute Marip that I also wanted to be part of my team. Now I have 5 Pokemon that Marip also wanted to immediately evolve, and it evolved into Fluffy. I couldn't go through those snow biomes. I didn't like that biome. I wanted to reach warmer biomes to make my base, but eventually, after traveling so long and not finding any warmer biome, I decided I just need to start working on my base. So I found this interesting spot and settled there. I let out my Pokémons and started building a tiny shelter. The time when I made my house, I placed there all my stuff and planted all my apricot saplings so I could start farming them already. And it didn't take long for the first tree to grow. Then I found this Rocky D, which I wanted to catch too. It wasn't interesting Pokemon, but I wanted to have a full team. I also immediately evolved into Corvispear. I decided I need more iron, so I went to caves. I found more coal, which I definitely will need. I considered going deep into a cave, but it looked way too scary, so I decided to not go there for now. Instead, I started chopping down trees as I wanted to build my base. I also wanted to kill that creeper without exploding it, but it exploded anyway. I found more Pokémons to fight with, as I wanted my Pokémons to gain this sweet XP. It's my strongest Pokémon. I would prefer if Snivy was my strongest. I transformed my wood and started working on my base. I first made floor and I had a great idea of how this bed would look like. But later it turned out that idea was just the worst idea. I realized that I made my floor wrong, as I had to add one more layer of slabs. For the time being, I decided to go on the journey to find some Pokemons. I found a cute deerling which I wanted to catch, but it died too fast. But at least I got this fletchling, and this Pineco decided to kill both my Pokemon and itself. I also got this Starly, but that Emolga was way too strong for my Snivy, and I didn't want my strongest Pokemon to die. I found this Swingull and I caught it. I just wanted to catch many Pokemon even if I didn't like those Pokemons, but I didn't catch all of them as I wanted to XP my Pokemons too. I also was looking for darker color wood as I could use it for my base, and this spruce tree was the perfect wood for it. I also gathered saplings so I could plant those trees are close to my home. I also found this bergamite which I wanted to be part of my team. So I got it, but I had a full team. So before I could add it to my team, I had to make a Poke PC. I collected more wood and went way home. But I didn't find it before night, so I had to sleep in the forest. Next to the place where I slept, I found this huge new bear Pokemon. It had a high level and I didn't have Pokemon that I could fight with, so I just left it and went home. At home, I placed my new apricot saplings and fought with this random Bunnery. And my Snivy reached 16 level. Just one more and it will evolve. Now that I have all this wood, I decided I have to start building my home. I have this idea in my head, but I don't know if it will work. I first made a door frame. It was weird, but I thought it would look better later, but it didn't. I started adding walls, but it didn't look good. I should have seen it back then. I planted spruce saplings next to my home. In next few days, I continued building my home. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I'm not a builder, so I tried to make the roof taller in the middle of the house because I thought it would look cool. I added slabs to the roof and finished the whole roof. Now that I finished my home mostly, I destroyed my shelter. Well, it doesn't look as cool as I thought it would look. Well, at least I have a base now. Now that it was finished, I moved all my stuff there. I made more chests for more storage space. I also organized my items a little with those 4 chests. I decided I need more Pokeballs, so I used my different types of apricots to make some types of Pokeballs. I checked the recipe for Poke PC and I needed more iron, so I decided I needed to go to the caves. I got ready and left. I also now noticed that most Pokemons here have higher levels than in the place where I first spawned. I wonder why. I went to this cave, I opened this weird thing and the spider came from it. It poisoned me. I tried to be careful, after all it was hardcore, and I wanted to win it without dying once. I collected some iron, I found this huge structure, and wondered what things are in there. I found this huge onyx that I wanted to catch, but first I had to take some HP from it. All my Pokemon died, so I tried to catch it even if it still had a lot of HP, but Creeper exploded it. I beat up when mobs were chasing me. I collected coal and started smelting all this iron. In meantime, I was wondering how I could get down later, as there was a lot of zombies waiting for me down there. I killed them and made new iron tools. I made some armor and just ran. I didn't want to fight with them, but as I ran around collecting resources, a skeleton killed me. I wanted to win this video on hardcore. but well, I died, so it's no longer hardcore. I will change it from hardcore to normal later, in the next few days. It seems like I lost my iron chest plate. I do not know if that was the only thing that I lost, but I just continued mining for resources that I needed. Like coal and iron, I was nervous fighting with these paras, and I was looking around all the time, making sure nothing would sneak up on me. But after that fight, my snake leveled up, so I could evolve it. It's great now that I have Servine. On the next day, I collected even more resources and I decided I had enough of caving. So I wanted to go back, but somehow almost all my Pokémons died. I think they drowned. But anyway, I was back at the surface, and I just needed to fight with some Pokémons. So I defeated this Zigzagoon and got this Zubat, but next Zubat had to be defeated. I arrived back at the base and I placed all my stuff into chests and placed my ores to furnaces. I decided I just need sand to make glass, so I went to this frozen river to collect some. But when I was drowning, I tried to exit through my hole, but my Fluffy was rude and stand on my way. I can't even believe it happened. I think that was the dumbest way to die. No way I'm letting my Pokemon out of Pokeball now. I have to collect sand first. When I got home, some iron was melted, so I smelled stone and I finally made a Poke PC. I checked all my Pokemon and I decided to add Bergamite to my team. I decided I would spend some time now fighting with a lot of Pokemons. I had to level them. I found this dog which I tamed and another one. I killed more Pokemons. On the next day, I couldn't fight with as many Pokemons as I could. I think I used my Bergamite the first time and I caught this Deerling. My Pokemons were slowly dying, but I realized I could use those berries to heal my Pokemons, so I healed it. I attacked Fletchling, but my Joltik immediately died. At least I caught that Fletchling. Soon my Servine recovered, so I healed it with berries and attack and Zubat. I made myself armor as I wanted to feel safer, but the thing was that I didn't like my house, so I decided to destroy it and make it again. I destroyed all the walls and just left the floor. I started by building doors so I knew how much space I have. Then I added those front walls. There was a tree in my houseway, but I didn't chop it down as I thought it might look good with that tree. Then I started working on the roof and made it from darker wood. The roof was simple, but at least it was better than the one before. But I didn't have enough spruce wood, so I went to those trees that I planted and chopped them down. I planted them back and continued building my house. I changed where my furnaces were and continued building the house. I added those wood pillars. I went to mine those trees again as I hadn't had enough again, and went to work on the middle roof. I added this wood thing and it looked better, and added a back wall and even a floor. And then I saw those pillagers spying on me. I don't know what they were doing there. On the next day, they were closer and started fighting with me. I used my wolves to fight with them. I just had one heart, and I had no food, but my wolf killed them all. I wanted to start working on my farm, so I went to get water. As I felt under the ice, I was scared, as I still remember how I died once here. At my Fluffy and Zigzagoon leveled up, I also got this Spinnerack. I was killing those Pokemons for food. As I was going home, there was more pillagers next to my home. I added water to the place where my farm would be, and pillagers were just looking at me. That was weird. I healed up, and when I went back, there were no pillagers. But then one pillager came from nowhere. I searched for more seeds and added them to my farm. My Joltik leveled up. I gathered more wood. I couldn't building my house. I still needed to finish my roof. I fixed my stairs, I finished my back wall and built the other walls. I changed where torches are. I fixed the rest of the walls, and on my farm I found the Zubat, which I used to level up my Pokémons. It's a very simple house, but it is better than before. I just need to add windows now. I breeded my wolves as they are my guardians. I went to gather sand and my Pokémons drowned. I got ready for the journey. I collected more apricots and I made a few Pokeballs. I found this Ursaring. but I wasn't going to fight with it. I went to the river, caught Pokémons and fought with them, and found this biome which hadn't had snow in it. But it was very small, and I was planning to find some warmer biomes on my journey, so I could catch some new Pokémons. I also caught a Molga. I also found this Eevee. I haven't had any Eevee yet, so I caught it. I sure would like to evolve into one of the Eevee evolution. I also caught Wooloo. I slept in Igloo which I found. Should I fight with this Staraptor? It's a lot stronger. Okay, never mind. It's too poor. I caught Swinub and then I killed a few Pokémons with wolves. You know what? It was very fast killing them by wolves. I knew that I take some damage. I also wanted to use that method to catch some Pokémons, but I killed them before I could use Pokéballs. It worked on Dabwool though, but not on Jigglypuff. I had a lot of food from Pokémon, so I cooked them. After running for so long, I thought I finally found warmer biomes, but that biome was small though too. I caught a Lekit. I killed a few Pokémons, and my Jotic was a good fighter. And after so long, I finally evolved Zigzagoon to Leon. But as I looked at it, it lost that thing that I liked about Zigzagoon. I even changed its moves, but this Pokémon was no longer interesting to me. Just because the model is not that cool, as normally Leon is in my team in Pokémon's games a few times. I was planning to replace it now, but anyway, I could fighting with Pokémons. I wanted my dog Pokémon to evolve now. I called Dirling and killed 3 Pokémons. I also bred my wolves. My dog army was bigger. And finally, after so long, I reached warm biomes. I finally found rare animals. I wasn't planning to try to move them to my base, as it was very far away anyway. So I just killed them for food. On warm biomes I found some Pokémon that I had never seen before. It was nice to see different Pokémons. I also found wolf pigs which I wanted to have. I haven't had any cooked food anymore, so I sat on the biome for a little to cook my food. I collected this coal which I needed, and wondered if I should go to this cave. My dogs also started getting damage from magma. On the next day, I saw pillagers, but I wasn't planning to fight with them. So I just continued my journey. I found this weird Pokémon, which I wanted to catch. The plan was to make sure that dogs don't kill it, but they did. At least I got this Mamoswine, which had high level, so that was great. I fought with more Pokémons. On the next day, I decided I had enough of the journey, so I started heading home. I bred my wolves and I made a boat, but because I traveled in the boat, I lost all my dogs. I went underwater to look at water Pokémons. I was back to cold biomes, and I found this penguin Pokémon that I wanted to catch, but I couldn't. I was very dedicated to catching this Avalon, and I got it! Another high level Pokémon. I don't think I will find a new Pokémon now that I'm back to this biome again. I found that Alolan Vulpix. I already have normal Vulpix, so I had to catch this one too. But then I found Alolan Ninetales, but I didn't catch it anyway. I found this biome that I saw when I was going other way, so I knew that I was close to base now. In my way back, I fought with some Pokémons. I wanted to level up my dog Pokémon. I had so little level to evolution now. I looked at some new moves for my Pokémons. On the next day, I couldn't fight it with a rare Pokémon that I found. But my dog Pokémon died, which wasn't great as I wanted to level it up. It has only one more level to evolve, and my Pokémons had now quite a high level. I wanted to catch this Pokémon, but Spider attacked me. On the next day, I killed that Spider and defeated Miservood. And finally, my dog Pokémon evolved. It looked cool. After that, I finally got home, and I decided I might as well try some new Pokémons. I switched to Vulpix, and I tried to give it Ice Stone. I thought I would evolve it, but it didn't. I also tried to give it to Eevee, but it didn't work either. I switched to Rowlet just to evolve it, but I didn't want it to have in my team. As I already had one grass type starter, I tried to give a dusk stone to Markrow, but it didn't work. I finally added windows to the house. It was finally fully finished. I added Mammoth Wine and Avalon to my team for now, but they were huge, which was problematic when I was working on the farm. I went further from my farm to fight with some Pokémons and I found this village. In houses I found some loot and those seeds. From what I remember, those seeds are useful for something. I found this lily poop which I liked, so I got it. I also found this saddle which was interesting to me as I thought I might use it. And I also found this phantom which was cool, so I got it. I collected all the loot I wanted, so I went way home. But on my way I fought with some Pokémons too. I used Avalon and Mamoswine to level up my Pokémons. I also wanted this Probus, which I caught. I changed Pokemon to Lillipup, which I evolved to Herdier. I wanted it to be part of my team, so I worked a little on my farm, but Mamoswine was way too big. I found this Nikit, which I wanted to be part of my team. As I was taking note, Creeper exploded. I collected my stuff, but I noticed my Servine was there, which was weird as my Servine fighted. It wasn't moving or anything either. I went to collect water as I wanted to make an infinite water source close to my home, as going to this frozen river wasn't productive at all. When my Pokemon revived, I let Servine out of my Pokeball, and there were two Servine at the same time. That was weird. I tried to use Saddle on Mamoswine, but it didn't work. At least I have now infinite water source. Using this infinite water source, I made a sugarcane farm. I got ready to go on a little journey to fight with some Pokemons. I found many Pokemons to fight with, but I hadn't seen any new Pokemons besides this Tembur, so I used them to level up my Pokemons. Then I found a village and a war biome not that far from my home. I checked the buildings for loot and I fought with some Pokemons. I got this Boltund. Ooh, I definitely want to catch this. I also got Growlite, but I found those animals which I wanted to get to my home. So I put a potato in one hand and wheat in the other, and I guided the animals to my home, which was hard because of the river that we had to cross, and they just didn't wanted to go. I also saw this huge bird Pokemon, but I didn't try to fight with it or catch it. I was too busy with trying to guide animals through the river, but finally I was able to guide them through the river. Now I just had to guide them through this forest, which was a pain. It took me so long that I had to sleep in the forest, but then a wolf appeared from nowhere and killed my sheep. I guided them so far and we just died, but finally we reached home. For the time being, I made my pigs a little pen and bred them. My farm was finally growing, so I collected a lot of wheat. My Servine had just few levels to evolve to Serperior, so I fought with every Pokemon to level him up. I gained few more levels that day, but on the next day I continued leveling him up. I saw pillagers again. I wasn't going to fight with them. Sometimes I made Mamoswine fight his battle, and finally after so long my Servine leveled up one more time and I evolved him into Serperior. He looked really cool in this new form. Just look at him. I wanted to go to caves now, so I cooked all food. I found this huge hole into the cave. I think I was here before. I went far down. I just wanted to find some diamonds, but then I found the skulk, but there hadn't been any of those skulk sensors. But further in the cave, there was those sensors. I found my first diamonds. I needed to fight with some Pokemon, so I fought with them when I felt safe. Few of my Pokemon died from lava, but I get too close to school sensor and I got the darkness effect. I found one more diamond. I have now 3. I don't know why I only got one in the one place. My Serperior died from lava. I went to the other level of the cave. I thought I would find more diamonds there, and this time I found 2 diamonds one time instead of 1. I also found this chest from which I got name tag. I was stressed out the whole time being in those caves. I was running all the time without stopping. I didn't want mobs to catch me. I went to the mines and I found there another diamond. I also found this spider spawner, which was scary. I was hiding when I just got half of the health. At skeleton spawner I found this loot. On the next day I continued my search for diamonds. I found 3 diamonds at the same time, which was the highest number yet. There was this one time when water spawned. I just heard it, but I definitely didn't want to be there for long, so I ran away. But then I found this Galvatula, which I wanted to be in my team, as I already have Jolty, and I got it. But you know what? I completely forgot it, and I still use my Joltik. I found another spawner from which I got some loot. I made a diamond pickaxe, chest plate and iron axe. I collected diamonds, made a diamond helmet and collected 3 more diamonds. But then I got trapped by many mobs and I died. Anyway, I'm back at home now. I've put all my items in my chest and went looking for some wolves, because I wanted my dog army back. Without them I'm way too weak. I haven't found any. I fought with some Pokémons at my Fluffy leveled up, which meant I could evolve into Ampharos. I went back to that place where I found pigs before to get new ship, but instead I took cows. I caught this Yanma and started going home with my cows. Of course, I had to transport them through a river. This time it was easier as this river wasn't that wide, and of course I had to fight with any Pokémon that got on my path. I was mostly using Joltik as I wanted to evolve it now. But then I found this huge Onyx. I really wanted to catch it. It was great finally catching it. I was fighting with many Pokémons. I also found this Pokémon that I didn't recognize at all. What is that? I found a wolf which I immediately tamed. I just need one more and my army will start again. For the time being I made those cows live in a hole. Maybe later I will expand it. I also bred them. I had enough of that Woolpix, so I changed it to Eevee. I tried to evolve my Eevee with different items, but nothing worked. I tried to evolve Murkrow too. I evolved Yanma to Yanmega, and changed Mamoswine to Nikit, which evolved. And this is my team for now. I collected my plants, they grow nicely. I bred my animals and that one seed grew. I don't know what it is for. I had only a few more levels for my Joltik to evolve, so I waited with Pokémons to evolve it. I also found one more wolf and I bred my wolves. My army is growing again, and my Joltik was winning with all Pokémon before Emolga, which killed it easily. If I can't level up my Joltik, then I will level up my Hardier, which had close to evolution too. All my Pokémons had a problem with this Golbat. You know what? I really don't like this snow biome. There are no animals here besides wolves and snow foxes. It's just not cool. And everything is frozen. I leveled up one more time my Herdier and it evolved into Stoutland. It looks cool, just look at all of them together now. Only Joltik needs to evolve now. I bred my cows and found another wolf. My Joltik just needed one more level up. After defeating this Emolga, my Joltik leveled up and evolved into Galvantula. It looked very cool. So I decided I might as well look at some moves for my Pokémons. I changed a few of them and I think they are more powerful now. I gave Stoutland 3 moves with a fang in their name. I don't know why I did that. And I changed moves of the rest of my Pokémons. I tried to catch this weird Pokémon, but I didn't get it. I decided I might as well go to caves. I quickly got lost in mines, and my wolf decided to go into lava. It died. Now I just need to collect obsidian, as I wanted to go to the Nether. Another one of my wolves died. I had only 2 wolves left. I decided I actually didn't want to gather obsidian in caves. I'd rather find a lava pool at the surface. I went looking for the lava pool, but of course, I still fought with Pokémons that I found. I also caught this normal Ninetales. I found this Arcanine, which I wanted to catch, and I did. I also timed this wolf, which I bred with my wolf. I also found these weird plants. I wondered what they were for, but finally, I found a lava pool, so I started working on it. I retreated all Pokémons and mined until I had 12 obsidian. Now I can go to home and get ready to go to Nether. I wondered what Pokémons are there in Nether. I reached my home and went sleep. I collected some plants and realized my water froze, so I placed a torch to make it warm. I used high level Sneasel to level up my table. I bred my cows, I bred my wolves to make my dog army bigger. I wondered where I should place my nether portal. I decided to put it to the side of my house, but I knew I couldn't take my wolves to nether, so I made them stay. I light up the portal. I also decided to start making my enchant. So I turned my sugarcane to paper and then to books and then to bookshelves. I went through the portal. I was on this weird crystal biome. I fought with some evolution of Ghastly and decided to cut this Gengar. I used many Pokemons, but eventually I caught it. I was high up. I was wondering how I should get down, but then I fell in the stupidest way possible. I just went back to Nether. I tried to jump to the lower platform, but I fell. It was very high up and no way down. I got down a little and found this biome with thorns. I killed few magma cubes, but then I saw this pig, so I started running away. I tried to use vines to get down, but I died. That definitely was frustrating. So I worked a little on my farm. I decided to expand my cow farm a little so they had more space. And also my pigs, which were so crowded. But then from nowhere, burning zombie attacked me. I made my cow fence wrong as they couldn't get out. I had to catch them all. I tried to make this fence better, but they still could get out. I collected some potatoes and bred pigs using potatoes. I bred my dogs and made them sit again. Then I collected more wheat. I also noticed there was extra Galvantula with me, and it wasn't mine Galvantula, so I defeated it. Then I went to a different cave to the one that I usually go. I wanted to find iron, ore and diamonds, but there were so many of my biggest enemies, skeletons, and running away from them I died. That was getting very frustrating with how much I died. Come on, I want to do something. Why do I have to die everywhere I go? Then I had a great idea to take my wolf army to go with me. I found this Talonflame which I wanted to catch and I did. Now my biggest enemy ever wasn't a problem anymore. Just look at them running away from my dogs. I could finally try to find diamonds and I found one. My dogs were taking so much damage. On the next day I continued trying to find some diamonds. I found one and I tried to kill more zombies to give some food to the wolves to heal them. I think I lost a few wolves and my army was looking smarter, but I found another diamond. I didn't know back then, but it was my last diamond. I realized I didn't have any more food for myself and I was shot by skeleton. Which also means that I lost my dog army. I smelted my iron. I decided I needed more hide to make more bookshelves, so I killed a few cows. I also bred my pigs, there were so many pigs. Then I decided to go to the cave again. I guess I didn't have enough of dying. But now I wanted to get iron, as I wanted to make some Pokeballs, so I could go onto the journey. I also collected some coal, I definitely needed more. But then that stupid gravel made biggest prank on me ever, and I fell to my death. I decided to just go back. I needed more iron for Pokeballs. I went down in a more safe way. Of course, I was still looking for diamonds. There wasn't much iron where I was, but it wasn't that bad. I also was next to this skalk biome. But I didn't think I would find any iron or diamonds there, so I avoided that biome. But then, look what I found. I found those 4 diamonds, but there was a skeleton guarding it. I was dedicated to get those diamonds, so I started fighting with this skeleton, but I died. No, I need those diamonds. You need to die. Come on. Just die. I need those diamonds. Really, come on. I went back to the cave and died again and again. At this point, I was very frustrated. I went back and I found this mine where I decided to explore a little. I also found this lava Pokémon. I was looking for anything interesting in those mines, and I found this chest with 2 diamonds. That was great. I also found this boulder which I wanted to catch, but I didn't click. But then I found this killing, which I actually caught. But then I died from this cave spider. I made diamond boots, smelted my iron, and went back to the cave. But my pickaxe broke, but I still had that one pickaxe from when I was collecting obsidian. I also found this Pokemon and I got it. I just wanted to find those diamonds so much. And the next day I still continued trying to find diamonds. But then I stumbled upon this huge group of mobs and I died. But I still hadn't had enough, so I went back in. But I died again. But I just went back in. You know what? I think I'm just getting insane. Just look at the way I died. I walked to my farm again. I surprised my cows and pigs, and then I finally decided I had enough of caves. For now, I made one more bookshelf and I collected a lot of apricots from my apricot trees. I had so many types of apricots. I also killed my pigs as I didn't have enough food. And then I made a few types of Pokeballs. I was wondering what types of Pokeballs I decided I definitely want Ultra Balls and Great Balls. I also made some Sport Balls, Safari Balls, Fast Balls, Love Balls, and Pokeballs just in different. I also decided to make Poke PCs so I can change Pokemons on my journey. I wanted to find a lot of new Pokemons, and I finally was ready to went to the journey. I went in the direction where I knew there was warm biomes. I walked around to the village to see if there were any new Pokemons. But there wasn't any, and I found this Basculin, which I caught. I don't really like catching underwater Pokemons, because I'm still getting used to that I take damage from drowning. Pokemon that I already caught that also were high level, I use them for leveling up my Pokemons. I think I was here before on this biome. Those colors look familiar. Those miltanks are very high level, perfect for up. On the next day, I caught this Duran. This Pokemon is always weird for me, as it seems like the most forgettable Pokemon from sooner generation. Even if this Pokemon, in my opinion, is cool. I like ants. I also caught Yamper, and I also found this weird white cave. I didn't explore it, looked weird. A lot of my Pokemons drowned. Wow, my Pokemon's biggest enemy is drowning. I also caught this Swimsword and Leon. I also caught this Slowpoke. On the next day, I had my Pokemon's back to health. I wanted to catch this Ninjask, but I killed it with just one move. I wanted to catch this Farfetch'd, but I killed it accidentally. I get a lot of cows for food. Then I noticed that I found this bushy cave. I wanted to get down there, as I remembered that I needed plant from there to make healing machine, I think. I collected it, I think that's enough. On the next day, after I slept, I left this cave by digging up. I found Goldin, which I killed with one move accidentally. I also found this white Vivillon. I don't think I have a white Vivillon yet, so I caught it. I wanted to level up my Evolus, so I fought with high level Pokemons. I also found this Obstagoon, which I wanted to catch, but I killed it accidentally. I also found another snow biome. I didn't want to go back to snow biomes. I also found this cute Shroomish, which I definitely wanted to catch. I like Breloom. I also caught Tailo. I killed another Ninjas by accident, but I caught this poor Pidgeot using Ultra Ball. And that's why I had those Ultra Balls for strong rare Pokemons. I also tried to catch the Seedot with Safari Balls, which were specially made to use without fighting Pokemon. I could Lumber. I also used way too many Pokeballs for this Weasley, which died eventually. But you know what? I like this biome. Looks like autumn. I like seeing many seasons at once. I also decided to use some new Pokemons, so I changed to Shroomish, which also evolved into Breloom. It looked cool, and I immediately tried to fight using it and defeated this Zigzagoon. I used this Double and Watchhog, but then I decided I actually wanted to add a little map with Pokemons near me. So I added this add-on to this mod, which gives me a map so I can see all Pokemons near me. And also apparently shinies will have orange outline. I really wanted to find at least one shiny, but I'm really bad at looking at this map. So if you have seen any shinies through this video on the map that I haven't seen, let me know in the comment. I'm curious if I didn't notice some shinies or rare Pokemons. On the next day, I found this Ursa ring, which had a high level, perfect for level up. Then I saw this tower call on the map, but I couldn't see it anywhere. Then I heard taking damage noise. Turns out it was under snow. I first tried to dig it out, but then I decided it was not worth the trouble. But then I fell into snow too. I quickly get out though. I hate those falling snow. They are not cool. I leveled up a little. I also found this Sneakit, which I decided to fight with my evolution of that Pokemon. I also found Galvantula, which I fighted with my Galvantula. I really like this biome, it looks cool. Too bad that I didn't find this biome when I was looking for a place for my base. Instead, I have to live in snow biome. I found Lavender biome. I wondered what new Pokemon could I find here. I found this Minun, which I caught. I just need now Plussy to have both of them. Also those ghost types of Pokemons are good to level up, because they often have a high level. Then I found another Torkoal, which I actually decided to not fight with as it was way too strong. And then I found this Venipede, which I definitely wanted to be part of my team. Colipede is one of the best bug types Pokemons with Galvantula and Centiskorch, at least for me. This Venipede had low levels, so I had to level it up. I also decided to go north from now on. So it also meant that I had to travel through those oceans, which I think that I don't like because I take way too much damage from drowning. Yeah, I'm still not used to taking damage from drowning after that ocean video. I leveled up my Venipede one more time and it evolved into a Wishpad, but then I found this Gyarados, which I wanted to catch. I decided to try to catch it with just attacking it by myself. It was a quirky quell. I used Pokeballs and I accidentally killed it. On the next day, I killed a creeper that wanted to kill me. I also wanted to catch Starly, but it died accidentally. I also XP my Whirlwipered, weird name, but it also died, so I no longer could XP it. That sucks as I wanted to evolve it. I also saw this Pelipper on the map, so I wanted to catch it. I did. I also found this weird Pokemon, which I don't remember from anywhere. I also tried to catch this Chatot, but it was healing itself too much, and I accidentally killed it. I also found this Apom. I was on this jungle biome, so I thought there should be a lot of Pokemons here that I had never seen before, like this Beedrill or this weird white beard Pokemon that I had never seen before. Where do those new Pokemons come from? I also found this blue version of it. Does it have more colors? I also found this Weeping Bell, but I just killed it for XP. I also found this Xatu, which I wasn't interested in catching too. I also found this Quashire, thanks to it I leveled up my Whirlwipered. On the next day I evolved into Scolipede, and damn, look at it, it looks so cool. I also found Markargo again, but it was a fire type, and I don't have strong Pokemon against fire types mostly. I also found this Dutrio, which I wanted to catch a lot, it's cool. I arrived at Savannah biome, which I hadn't been before. I wondered what Pokemons I would find here, and I found this Fampi, which I caught. I attacked Arbok as I wanted to catch it, but it was way too strong for my Pokemons, as I only had Scolipede and Serperior left. I also tried to catch Rhyhorn, but I killed it with just one attack, and then my Serperior died from lickiting. But then I saw these things, which I really wanted to be part of my team. Alright, my weakest attack. What? No! I wanted it to be part of my team. I was so upset that I didn't catch that Sphinx, but I needed to cook my food, so I placed my food in the furnace and waited. In the meantime, I fought with Pokemon near me. I caught Nidoran, but I also wasn't satisfied, as I wanted this Sphinx, so I stayed in this spot and waited for Sphinx to spawn. In the meantime, I fought with strong Pokemon. Finally, I found it. I caught a little Sphinx. I immediately changed it with Devil, and it could evolve immediately. So I did, and now I have Luxio. Now I want to evolve it into Luxray, and I leveled it up and evolved it into Luxray. Look at it, it looks so cool. Those cow types of Pokémons have high level, perfect for leveling up, but not when they are healing themselves. Then I found this weird dog Pokemon, which I don't recognize either. What is this Pokemon? Either way, I caught it. I also checked this village, nothing was interesting there though. But then I found Flareon, which was cool. I wanted to catch it, but I killed it accidentally. Damn, I wanted to catch it. I had another ocean to pass through. I don't like passing them. I probably should make a boat, but then I found this kelp which I wanted to catch. I guess I'm at another jungle again, but then I found this lapras. It's cool, so I had to catch it. I caught it on the next day. I caught it with love ball. I still don't know how those love balls work. But then I wanted to get to the next land, but the cliff was way too tall. I like cliffs, they remind me of home, but I had to get up there. I did it by digging up, and then I leveled up my Scolipede by fighting, but then I saw something that I just really wanted to have, an axolotl. I made bucket and cut it. I love axolotls. Even in real life I have one. I put it in my hand and continued my journey. On the next day I continued my journey. I climbed this mountain and got this Mimpot. I also looked at my Pokemon's new move. I gave them some cool moves. I also found this Cobblemon. I fought it for a level, but then I saw Pokemon that I just needed in my team, which is Silipede. But when I wanted to click on PC, I accidentally let out my axolotl. I had to catch it. Then I changed my Ampharos to Silipede and I could evolve it on Sensi Scorch. And it looks so cool. I also tried to catch tandem moves, but I accidentally let go of my axolotl again. I can't keep my axolotl in left hand. Now I just need to level up my Sensi Scorch. The good thing is here are a lot of Pokemon at a high level. I took Dolphin and I tried to travel through ocean. I tried to catch Sharpedo, but I used way too many Pokeballs and I didn't even catch it. But as night started falling, I realized I didn't have my bed with me, so I died to go back to my bed, which I left in my last sleeping spot. I fought with Diggersby. I also found a Stepic, which must be rare, so I tried to catch it. And I did. I just had to level up my Sensi Scorch. But then, on the map, I found Pokemon that I had never seen before. I just had to catch it. I crossed the mountain, but it despawned. So I died and go back to house. And it was quite a long for me to get back to my house. Just look how many new Pokemons I caught on my journey. I took the other plan for healing machine, but I realized I needed honey, which I don't have, so I guess I will not be making a healing machine. But I also had to start working on my enchant. I made more bookshelves. I decided I just needed to make full diamond armor. So I went to the cave again. And you know how bad I'm at caving. I also went there with almost no armor. I of course died from skeleton, but I just had to try again. So I went back in, still without armor. I did very fast and went in again. I also needed more obsidian for enchant, so I really wanted to go there. I died, but this time I actually equipped armor. I went to cave again. I also saw my Serperior from before. There were two Serperior at the same time. I found obsidian and collected some. I finally found more diamonds. On the next day, I continued looking for diamonds. I found 3 more and died from zombies. I cutted my plants and also bred my pigs and cows, as I needed more hide to make more bookshelf for enchant. Then I also found Kragonol, which I wanted to catch, but I killed it accidentally. I made diamond leggings and I made my enchant. I still needed more bookshelves, so I went to cow farm and killed all adults for the hide. Now I have a ton of hide. That's great, I just need more paper. But then I had an idea to make aquarium for axolotl, but I didn't have a lot of space. I decided to make one under my house. I added walls to it and made holes in my floor. Now I just need a ton of water there, and the infinite water source wasn't working there. I worked on it until night. I collected sugarcane and continued working on the aquarium. I had so much work to do. At least infinite water source working for a little time, but not long enough. I also bred my cows and continued working on the aquarium, even to the next day. Finally, it was finished, so I placed there my axolotl and it was great. I made more books, but I needed more wood to make bookshelves, so I went to collect them. I made more bookshelves and went for sand, so I could make glass for my floor.
I also fought with those Pokémons to level up my Pokémons.
I just need a few more levels for Scotland and Santi Scourge to level 40.
I, of course, I put all my Pokémons to be Pokeballs so I could collect sand. You know that being under the ice is quite scary. I died, but I didn't collect enough sand, so I went back in, collected sand. I placed more glass into the furnace and took some glass to make the floor. I also made more bookshelves and finished my floor, but then I decided to go to Nether. But I died immediately, because I am not careful, and again, mostly because I tried to use lava to get down easier. But you know what? I finally finished my enchant, so it was time to enchant some armor and tools. I couldn't make best enchants, but it wasn't that bad. On the next day, I went back to my nether, as I wanted to actually explore it. As there must be some new Pokémons here, right? Besides ghastly evolutions. After I got down there, I found first this Pokémon, and also way too many piglins. I found this Magmy, but that pig tried to kill me. I killed it and caught Magby. I also found Rapidash, which is great. I must catch it. And I did, but then I accidentally died because I thought there was floor there, but there was just lava. On the next day, it was the last day. I made some enchant books, hoping it would be something cool, but it wasn't anyway. I made anvil and added those enchant stuff things that I could. I still needed more levels for my Pokémon, so I leveled them up to 40 with fighting with Pokémons, and I gave my Tensi Scourge some new moves. Finally, all my Pokémons were higher than 14 level, besides Tensi Scourge. But now, I had to fight with the boss. I wanted to fight with Warden. I have enough good armor to defeat it, at least I think so.
Where is it? I hear it. Here. Alright, let's go. What? What? Okay, that was some time.
Yeah, anyway, this is the end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.